Banderacon, Captain's Log, Spec Ops The Line. Now, if you are above the age of about 27, you've probably already heard of Spec Ops Line and how it's this wonderfully traumatizing bit of game that really makes you feel like shit, a very video game Heart of Darkness. Well, I don't care if you've heard it before, you're sitting here listening, so you're gonna spend some time with me on it. I had the habit, back when I had the time and the effort to do so, I would pick up a game, and if it was possible, I would pick it up and finish it in one sitting. Obviously, didn't apply to games like Skyrim or Fallout, but I did have the habit of picking up a game and knocking through it within 24 hours. Did it on the Game Boy Advance, did it on the PC. I did actually manage to knock through Golden Sun in one day, which was quite good. I can't remember if that game was good or not now in retrospect, but I enjoyed it. So, one day, I think sometime after a night shift, while very tired, but on a bit too much coffee, I started Spec Ops The Line. Now, anyone who has played it knows that Spec Ops Line is cardboard basic when it comes to your standard cover-based third-person shooters. It may as well be skinny, traumatic Gears of War. But that's not what moved about it. It is nothing short of a masterpiece in terms of making you feel like an absolute shit. It starts off pretty innocuously. You have all the basic kind of penny anti-moral choices about what you will do, and it rather successfully lures you, at least in the beginning, to thinking that, hey, those are the right choices. Oh, you've done this, you killed this guy instead of this guy. Oh, this could have been worse. And then at about, I would say comfortably, even before the ending, at the... How long is the game? I mean, thinking you're knocked through in about 5 hours. Anyway, I'd say at about the 2-hour mark, halfway mark. No, actually, when you drop the white phosphorus, pretty early in, actually. Alright, so everyone knows about the white phosphorus scene. You basically bring fire and brimstone to a refugee camp using white phosphorus mortars in what is the most unapologetically brutal fucking scene in the game. And this is after you've seen the fact that the main bad dude, colonel or general, or what have you, something, set fire to several members of his personal staff. With the same methods. You go and do that. And from then on, the game just kind of heaps mercilessness upon you. You basically have a choice between letting a dude from the CIA who's just convinced you to destroy the water supply for the area. Oh, for those who haven't played it, just go ahead and fucking do it. You are in, if I remember, some kind of pseudo-Saudi Arabia that's been trapped in a mega sandstorm. The people inside are basically gone back to a level of sort of Mad Max-esque feudalism, because, you know, that's what happens when you skip 3 meals and take people's electricity away. It happens. You're also fighting your way through an army group that was sent to fix the situation and has since gone fucking rogue. So a CIA agent who's in there, who's helping the local militia fight the soldiers who've been doing their level best to kill you, no doubt about that, from the get-go, convinces you to destroy a water supply area / distillery come life support. You do so. And he basically quietly reveals to you that you've done so, and you will help deal with the fact that the CIA was found in this area. You just helped clear up their mess by killing everyone inside there, slowly from starvation. Sorry, thirst. Even worse, really. You then have the choice to either let him die slowly in a burning truck, or to shoot him in the head. It doesn't matter at this point. It isn't going to unfuck the situation you've just made. You've done it. Everyone in the city is going to die because of you. Do you feel like a hero yet? At one point, one of your 2 squad members who's been with you from the very beginning, and by the way, the dialogue between the 3 is absolutely fantastic with you as the leader. Watching these 2 men who followed you from the beginning, who start very chipper, very chirpy, full-on operator can solve anything. Watching them slowly dissolve as the situation gets worse. And if I remember correctly, one character becomes more cynical and the other one becomes more mission-driven. One of those guys gets separated from you and basically lynched to death by the locals, who, they're understandably pissed off. You just destroyed the water supply and fucked the only chance they had of surviving. He dies in your arms. You are then surrounded by a crowd of angry people who are chucking shit at you. The game pulls probably one of the most wonderful masterstrokes in just general plot and pacing and choice. Most games would make you do a QTE or have some big flashing neon colors saying, press left to do the Paragon, press right to do the Renegade. No. You can spray into the crowd, you can fire above their heads and they'll run. I even think you can actually walk straight through them. I've never tried that though. Game doesn't hold your hand. And it's kind of one of those ones, is that's the decision you make at the time without the prompting. You made that decision to do what you're going to do. A game could have very well turned around and said, okay, your opening fire above them didn't work, and then you'd have to spray into the crowd. But the fact that it gave you that choice and it made the outcomes what they made it, puts it all squarely on you. And that's where the game is at its darkest. Everything is on you. You played the game. You made the decisions. You did what you thought was right. And in the end, it does the ultimate rug pull where it turns out more or less everything from the point where you set those refugees on fire, you've more or less been vividly hallucinating. And it's all been for nothing. And then you've got some sub-endings. You can either kill yourself, leave in a convoy, shoot down the convoy that comes to pick you up, and something else. It's kind of arbitrary at that point because the deed is done. The outcome, live or die, doesn't really matter anymore. You are in the nightmare. You are the nightmare. And it's just perfect. And the game in and of itself, the mechanics, the gameplay didn't need to be exceptional. No more than you have indie RPG maker games like Fear and Hunger, Dungeons of Fear and Hunger, or for a softer example, I think it's To the Moon, that use very basic gameplay elements to convey a fantastic fucking story. And it really would be disingenuous to say that Spec Ops is otherwise. And there's one thing I did miss out on that I found out afterwards, and I missed out on it because I did the game in one playthrough. The start menu has I think an American trooper on it, or like a soldier at the front, and at various points in the game, if you stop and save and come back, he is slowly degrading. He's getting hungry or cold. I think the first start he's standing proudly like Overwatch, and then at one point he's rocking back and forth, and then on the last screen after you finish the game he's gone, and the flag he was standing next to is tattered and upside down. It's just those nice little touches that really make a game. So yeah, if you haven't played it, go out and play it. If you have played it, then you already have the memories and you don't need to do it again. I'm not sure that it will have aged as well, but I still think it was an absolute fucking banger of a game. Right, call to action. Go and drink whiskey. Find a whiskey you like, go drink it. If you don't like whiskey, find a whiskey you don't like, drink it. That is all.